videos. Let's start today's class. Okay. So in the previous class, we were talking about the different worlds that are found in the flowers that are there. Now, flowers, they are the reproductive structures of the plant. And talking about the different parts of a flower, so there's androecium and gynoecium, which are the reproductive parts of the flower. And then there is calyx and corolla, which are the accessory worlds or accessory parts of the flower. Students, switch on your videos, everyone, quickly. Everyone.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
So furthermore, see, because androecium, gynoecium, calyx, corolla, because these are the bigger units, so in order for the ease of our understanding, we take out single unit out of all of these bigger major chunks so that we can study them better. Okay, so for example, when you talk about the single unit of androecium, that is called as the stamen. The single unit of gynoecium is called as the pistil, or you can call it as the carpel. And then the single unit of calyx is called as the sepal. And lastly, the single unit of corolla is called as the petal. Now, depending upon the whether one flower has the male and the female units in it, or separate flowers have the male, like one flower has just the male, another flower has just the female. So depending upon that, the sexuality of the flower is of two types, bisexual and unisexual. Bisexual is the case wherein in one flower only there is the presence of androecium and gynoecium both. Whereas when we talk about the unisexual one, so here in one flower either only the carpel is going to be there or only the stamen is going to be there. Either of the two cases. Understood, students? The bisexual, unisexual flowers are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Furthermore, talking about the symmetry of the flower. Now see, symmetry of the flower, I believe that you people remember Animal Kingdom, wherein how we saw that, organisms can be asymmetrical if you cannot divide their bodies into any parts, right? They could be radially symmetrical, they could be bilaterally symmetrical, right? Radially symmetrical means any plane passing through the central axis divides them into equal parts. And bilateral symmetry is when two planes, like two planes, you can say divide them into the two equal and opposite parts, like the left and the right hand side. Now, in the case of flowers, the first case is actinomorphic flower, which is the exact same thing as radial symmetry. So when a flower can be divided into two equal radial halves by any plane passing through the center, right? You make any kind of plane pass through the center, like diagonal, vertical, horizontal, any plane passing through the central axis, divides it into two halves. So that kind of a symmetry of a flower is called as actinomorphic. Or just for the sake of your understanding, it is called as radial symmetry. Now, what all flowers show this? So, mustard show this, the datura flowers show this, and chili flowers, they show actinomorphic symmetry. Is this symmetry clear to everyone?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Humera, is it clear to you too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, the second case is of the zygomorphic situation. Now, here, it is exactly just like bilateral symmetry. So whenever a flower can be divided into two equal halves from one plane passing through. Like for example, if anyone would ask you to divide yourself, right, a human's body, so what you'll do, you'll divide it like this, isn't it? There will be a left side and the right side, both are equal. So when we talk about zygomorphic, it is the same thing. So the plants in which the zygomorphic symmetry is there are pea, gulmohar, bean and cassia. Now the examples of all of these are very important, directly asked in MCQs, okay, and directly asked in Viva also if that happens. So remember this. And then there's the last kind of symmetry, that is the asymmetric flower. Asymmetric flower are those that cannot be divided into any equal parts because their shape is in such a way that you can't divide it into equal halves. So you'll call it as the asymmetric flowers. Is it clear, students? The three types of symmetry of the flowers are clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone
So,
have any doubts?
ma'am, are radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry the other names, or is it just used for reference?
Just for your reference. You mentioned
Okay.
actinomorphic diagonally just so that you can understand what is actinomorphic. It's just like what you've studied about radial symmetry. It's like that only, the name is clear.
Okay. Yeah.
So this was the symmetry of a flower. Now, see, in a flower, the number of petals could be in the multiple of 3, 4 or 5, meaning their arrangement is very systematic. So on the basis of multiples of the floral appendages, a flower could be trimerous if everything is in the multiples of 3. A flower can be tetramerous if everything is in the multiple of 4. And a flower can be pentamerous if everything is in the multiple of 5. So when the floral appendage, such as the petals and the sepals, when they are in the multiples of 3, we call it as trimerous. When they are in the multiples of 4, we call it as tetramerous. And lastly, when they are in the multiples of 5, we're going to call them as pentamerous. Clear, students?
Yeah, ma'am.
Now see, in a flower, there is like a reduced leaf-like structure at the base of every flower. Now, see, not actually the base of every flower. There is like a tiny leaf-like structure at the base of a flower. So some flowers have that structure. So that tiny leaf-like structure is called as a bract. B-R-A-C-T, bract. So all those flowers that have that bract present, we call it as the bracteate flower. Whereas in those flowers where the bracts are absent, we're going to call it as the ebracteate. Is it clear? Sure. Now see, in like every particular picture, you people have seen how there are different floral parts present, right? Like there is the, you can see the stamen, the pistil, right? Then there's a petals and sepals. 4 floral parts are there. Depending upon how they are arranged, we have 3 different types of flowers or 3 different types of ovaries, let's just say. Hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. 3 situations are there. Now see, when the gynoecium part, meaning the female reproductive part of the flower, is at the highest position and everything else is below it. Like for example, see, it's at the highest position and the rest of the parts like the sepal, the petal, the stamen, these are below this gynoecium. So this kind of flower is the flower that has superior ovary. And the situation is called as hypogynous. Is it clear? Do you understand the concept?
Yeah, ma'am.
This is with respect to the position of the ovary, or you can say the position of the gynoecium. Now, when the gynoecium is present at the center, meaning right in the middle, and all the other parts, meaning the petals, sepals, and stamen, they are at the same level as the ovary or the gynoecium, then we're going to call it as perigynous kind or perigynous flower, perigynous ovary. And the last one is when the gynoecium is extremely below and all the other parts are above it. So that kind of ovary is called as epigynous. Now in the first case, wherein the ovary was really higher at position and the other parts were below it, this is called as, like, the ovary here is said to be superior. Okay. The second case, the ovary is said to be half inferior, meaning like since this is the level of ovary and from here only all the different floral appendage are present. So this is the case of half inferiority. Then comes the epigynous case, wherein all the parts are above it and the ovary is right below, or you can say situated very below the different parts. So we say that the ovary is inferior. Now in this case also the examples are extremely important. So the hypogynous examples are mustard, China rose and brinjal. Then the pedicynous examples are plum, rose, and peach. And lastly, guava, cucumber, and ray florets of sunflower are the examples of inferior ovary, meaning epigynous. Is it clear, students?
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am.
Everyone got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now you can visualize this in the picture. See how in the case of inferior ovary, the ovary part is situated below and the sepal, petal and the stamen parts are above it. That is why we're calling it as the inferior ovary. Okay. And then in the second case, everything is at the level with the ovary. So we call it as half inferior. It's not completely hidden, but it is halfly inferior. And then comes this one, wherein the ovary would be at the highest position and the other parts of the flower will be at the lower position. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone have any doubts in this part, the position part? Now see, there are a few terms that you people should understand. If I say gamopetalous and polypetalous, what is the difference? See, whenever the petals are fused, so we call it as gamopetalous situation. Petals are fused with each other. And when the petals are separate and free, we call it as polypetalous. Same thing for sepals also. Gamosepalous is when the sepals are fused. Polysepalous when the sepals are free. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, any doubts up until now, students? Anything you want to ask? All right. So now, furthermore, talking about the female reproductive part, that is here, basically talking about the different accessory whorls such as the calyx and the corolla. Now, when we talk about the calyx, this is the part of the particular flower which is the bigger unit of all the sepals, right? So, outermost whorl, which is green in color and it is leaf-like, and what does it do? So, whenever the flower is in a bud stage like this, so on top of the bud stage, it is covered with the help of sepal. So what they do is that they protect the flower at the bud stage. Corolla, they are brightly colored and they help in the attraction of insects. For what purpose? For pollination, so that the insects would come, their bodies will be dusted with the pollen grain, and when they go to another flower, they'll transfer the pollen grain. So for transferring the pollen grains, the insects are attracted to the flowers, and the flowers have this mechanism that they have brightly colored petals, very fragrant petals, and then nectars and stuff are there. So the insects get attracted. Now remember that the shape and the color of the corolla, it varies in different types of flowers. Corolla can be tubular, bell-shaped, funnel-shaped, wheel-shaped. There are so many varieties that you find. Any doubts up until now, students?
Ma'am, can you explain the calyx again?
Calyx. See, calyx is a, you can say, accessory whorl of the plant. which is the bigger name or a name of a group, and one unit of calyx is called as a sepal. So many a times you people might have seen below the flower, there's a tiny leaf-like structure present. That structure is actually a sepal. So when the flower is not bloomed like that, it is closed. So this enclosed flower is actually covered with the sepal so that it would protect the flower when it is in the bud stage. Understood? So the primary function of calyx is to provide protection while the flower is growing. Clear?
Yeah, ma'am, got it. Thank you.
Everyone has gotten everything that I've said up until now? Or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now you people tell me, what was the last thing you wrote in the previous class?
Unreleased stuff.
Stem modification was completed.
And leaf are the most important organ for
Yes, ma'am. The
photosynthesis.
beginning part of leaf we had wrote.
From
Yeah,
here.
ma'am. We had finished this.
Oh, this is done.
Yeah, we finished till the line. Leaves are the most important organ for photosynthesis.
Okay, now you people note down. Then we'll move forward.
I'm done.
Okay, everyone's done till here, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any doubts up until now? Anything that you found difficult?
No, mom.
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
Everyone's done?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts up until now, students?
No, ma'am.
No doubts? You people are able to cope up with the whole entire thing, the whole entire portion?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Wherever you people have a doubt, ask me, okay? I'll explain it again. Done, students? Done till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yeah.
Ma'am, have you paused the screen sharing? Because I can't see anything saying that you have paused the screen sharing. Yes, ma'am, now I can see it. I'm done.
Done, students?
Ma'am.
How many of you are not done? Everyone's done.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, let us see a few more topics further. Now, see, up until now, we have seen about the flowers, the different parts of the flowers and everything. Let us move on to the next part that we talk about, the estivation. Now, what is an estivation? See, students, when we talk about estivation, so it is the arrangement of the, you can say, petals of the flower. Now, see, the normal petals that we just see the petals and that's it. But if you think about the arrangement that they are present in, it is of a very unique arrangement, and each of the petals are, they are the way because of certain reason, because that is their position. Now, let me just put a picture over here. Okay. Now, see this, students. So estivation is basically the whole entire arrangement of petals or sepals in a floral bud or a flower bud. The way the petals or sepals are arranged are called as the estivation. So all in all, there are 4 different types of estivations present. Valvate, twisted, imbricate, and vexillary. So out of all of these pictures, this is the valvate, twisted, imbricate, and vexillary. The basic 4 types of estivations that we have in our syllabus. So when we talk about the valvate kind, the first one. So in this case, you see how the petals, none of them are touching each other. Do you see, is there any point of contact in between the petals? Yes or no?
Yes.
There's no contact, right? The petals are separately present. So in this case, the sepals or petals, they barely or merely touch each other and there is no overlapping. So such a type of estivation is called as the valvate estivation, and this one is found in the case of Calotropis. Then the second case is of the twisted kind of estivation. So in the case of twisted estivation, each sepal or each petal, they are overlapping each other. If you see here, there's a fine pattern of overlapping over here in the second case. So that is the case of the twisted kind of estivation. Okay, so now in the twisted kind of estivation, we have these following examples, such as there is cotton, there is China rose, there is lady's finger. Then the third estivation that there is called as imbricate estivation. Now, if you see over here, in this case, there is a very prominent overlapping present, right? From here, from here, from here. So prominent overlapping is there, but there is no direction that is being followed. Like the random overlapping of petals are there. So this is the kind which we mention in the case of imbricate. So imbricate estivation is the kind wherein the margins of the sepals and petals, they definitely overlap each other, but their overlapping is random and not in one direction. It's like very you can say situated from, like, if it is from left to right, then again it is from right to left, like that. It's not following a certain pattern of overlapping or the pattern of the presence of the different, you can say, petals. So this is the kind we call as imbricate type of estivation. This one would come under the gulmohar and the cassia plant. So these are the two examples of the plants that have the imbricate estivation. So three types of estivations are clear to everyone: twisted, imbricate, vexillary.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you people have any doubts, students? Anyone? No doubts. Humaira, Aisha, Zainab, no doubts?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Then coming on to the last type of the estivation, and that is the vexillary. Now see, in this particular estivation, you'll see a proper overlapping pattern. Now see, there is this big petal, right? The first is the big petal. Then you have the second and the third sort of like literally present. And then this one is fused and present in the middle. So all of this is actually significant in the case of this vexillary estivation. So here the largest petal overlaps the two lateral petals that are called as wings, which in turn overlaps two fused petals called as the keel. So they have their, you can say, names present. Each of the petals have their own specific name. And this kind of estivation, other than being called as vexillary, it is also called as papilionaceous estivation. And what are the examples? So this particular estivation is seen in the beans and the peas. So all in all, we have four different types of estivation. The first one is the valvate estivation. Then the second one is the twisted estivation. The third one is the imbricate estivation. And then lastly, the fourth one is the vexillary estivation. So these are the four different types of estivations. So you people have understood what estivation is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No,
Okay. Now see, furthermore, let's talk about the stamen, meaning the male reproductive part of the flower, and the different kinds of arrangements that are present. Now see, if a stamen is non-functional, meaning it is there, but it is not fertile. So like the opposite of fertile is sterile. So the sterile stamen is called as a staminode. Okay, so whenever you see the word staminode, just understand that they are talking about a sterile stamen. So first thing is staminode. Then comes epipetalous. Epi means on top, mostly. So when the stamens are attached to the petals or they are present on top of the petal, that situation is what we call as epipetalous. And then there comes the next thing, that is polyandrous. Now when we talk about polyandrous, poly means multiple, but in this case, like how we studied gamosepalous, polypetalous, all of that, the same way in the case of the stamens also you'll find that you can say terminology, wherein polyandrous refers to the stamens that are not fused. They are free. Then comes monodelphous. Now see, many a times stamens, they can be present in bundles. So now the bundles can also vary. For example, if the stamens are present in one bundle, we call it as monodelphous. If the stamens are present in two bundles, we call it as diadelphous. And then if there are more than two bundles of the stamen, then we call it as polyadelphous. So there are different kinds of stamens present and their arrangement is unique. Any doubts up until now, students, about the stamen part?
No, ma'am.
No.
Sure? No one has any doubts? Okay. After that, there is the gynoecium. Now, gynoecium is the female reproductive part that the single unit of which is called as the carpel. Another name for which is pistil, right? Now, it comprises of three parts basically, stigma, style, and ovary. Now, when we talk about the parts of androecium, okay, so androecium is made up of two parts, that is filament and anther. So if I draw a picture of a particular stamen, it would sort of look like this. A bilobed structure, which is called as the anther, is present, and so this is the anther, and this is the filament. What I've drawn is stamen or stamen parts. Is it clear? This is how the stamen looks like. Any doubts, students?
No.
No, ma'am.
Now talking about this particular, you can say, the pistil. Now, like I told you that the pistil is made up of three different parts. Stigma, style, and ovary are the three parts of the pistil. Now, when we talk about the pistil, now you know that since it is the female reproductive part, 100% it will be responsible for the production of gametes, isn't it? Do you people have any doubts in that point? That it is responsible for the production of gametes? Yes or no?
Ma'am, your screen is.
Yes,
Said-
ma'am.
Is it
Pause the
pause
screen
again?
again. Yes, ma'am.
One second. I don't know what's happening. One second. Is it visible now? Can you people see it?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, we were talking about the case wherein we discussed about how there are basically three parts of the female reproductive system or the female reproductive part of a flower, which is called as the pistil or the carpel. So I've said there is stigma. So stigma is the landing platform of the pollen grain. So it's sort of like a landing platform. Then continued from the stigma is the long tube-like structure, okay, which is called as the style. And then at the base of it is the presence of the ovary. So this particular part is the stigma. This part is the style. And this part is the ovary. The basal, bulgy, swollen part is the ovary of the particular plant. Any doubts, students?
No.
Now, inside the ovary, there is the presence of ovule, which has the embryo sac. These things are not of, like, they'll not ask you questions on that, but you just should know that this is the ovule. Okay, so inside the ovary, there is the presence of ovule. So this is what? This is the figure of pistil, or you can say right parts of pistil. Any doubts, students, up until now?
No, ma'am.
You people have understood the male and the female reproductive parts of the flower?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So this was about the male and the female. Now see, in the case of the gynoecium or in the case of the carpel, so now the carpels can be fused and they can be free. So when the carpels are free, we call it as apocarpels, like how we have seen in the beginning only. Multiple free carpels are called as apocarpels, such as in the case of rose and lotus. The second situation is syncarpus. Syncarpus is when fused carpels are present. This one is found in the case of tomato and mustard. Furthermore, talking about the next thing associated with the female reproductive system of the plant is the placentation. Now see, placentation is the arrangement. Okay, just like how estivation was an arrangement, same way placentation is also an arrangement. But what is it the arrangement of? So when we talk about placentation, it is the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary, the way they are present. Now there are 5 different types of placentations that you have to study. Basically, the first one is the marginal placentation. Marginal placentation here, just like how many of you have seen the green peas? There is seeds like this, isn't it? The mutton that we have, that has seeds like this, isn't it? The peas. So this kind of the placentation is called as the marginal, wherein the ovules, they are present at the margin of the ovary. So this is called as marginal. Is it clear?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Everyone has seen the green peas, right? You might have helped your mother also to peel it. Have you or have you not? So that is the case of this particular marginal kind of placentation. Then after that, the second is the axile. Also, the example is obviously the peas. Now, the second type is the axile kind of placentation. Now, axile kind of placentation is when the ovules, they are attached to the central axis of the ovary, such as in the case of lemon and in the case of China rose. Now, if I talk to you about the lemon or the China rose, so let's remember lemon. So how many of you remember how the lemon's arrangement, like how the seeds and the things are present inside the lemon? Do you people remember that?
Yeah.
So where is it present? Like the seeds are present at the sides or are they present in the center?
In the center.
Yes, right in the center of the particular, you can say the fruit, the lemon. Right, so since they are present right in the middle, So, and they are present at the center axis. So that thing that you see how they are present in the middle, that is the central axis. Wait, I'll show you a picture of that. Just 1 second. Now I have paused the screen. Just put that just so that it will become clear to you. Many a times in the examination, they'll give you this whole thing about the placentation and estivation are very important as far as the exams are concerned, because they directly ask the questions related to it. So whenever you're studying, you pay attention to this particular part. Okay, can you see the screen, students? The picture that I'm sharing, can you see it?
Yes.
So these are the various different kinds of placentation that we were talking about. Now the first, we have already discussed about the marginal placentation, this one, right, which is present in the pea plant. Now the second, we are talking about the axile, wherein all the ovules are present in the central axis, just like the first picture. So this is the kind which is called as the axile placentation. Then the third one is when the ovules are attached to the walls or the partitions of the ovary. See how they are present at the walls like this. Let me change the color of the ink. See how they are present over here at the walls. So this kind of a placentation where the ovules are present at the walls of the ovary or at the partitions of the ovary is what we call as parietal placentation. Then the next placentation we have is the free central placentation. So in this case, the ovules, they are attached to a central column within the ovary. Central column, right in the middle of the ovary, not the central axis, but they are present in the central column of the ovary. And this one is found in argemone and this one is found in the mustard. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
See, central columns, argemone and mustard is found in the parietal. This is the example of the parietal placentation. Whereas when we talk about the free central, we have primrose and we have the dianthus plant. The last type of placentation is the basal placentation, wherein basal means at the base, right? The word basal only refers to at the base. So here the ovules are attached to the base of the ovary and this is found in the marigold and sunflower. Any doubts up until now, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the various different kinds of placentations that we have discussed. Now in this chapter, only a little bit of topics are left, like the fruit is left, the seed is left, and let me check, one floral family will be left. Apart from that, this chapter is basically going to get over in the next class. Whatever class we have next, in that class, this chapter will be over. Now, as far as today's class is concerned, do you people had any doubts in any of the topics?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All of it was clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure?
Yes.
Okay, now can you please check your NCERT book and tell me what are the topics after fruit and seed? Just check and tell me.
Ma'am, after fruits,
Hmm.
there's the seeds.
Hmm.
Yeah, then it comes the semi-technical description of typical flowering
Right.
plants.
Okay. So after fruit, there is the seed and then we have the Solanaceae family, right?
Yes.
Floral family and everything. Okay, students. All right. Up until now, does anyone have any doubts anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Sure? What about the rest of you students?
No, ma'am.
Sleepy.
No, ma'am.
People are sleepy today. Anyway, good for you that this chapter is soon getting over. And can someone tell me what will be the next chapter that you people want me to start?
Ma'am, can we start blood circulation?
Which one?
The blood one.
Your voice is not clear. Say it again, Zainab.
Ma'am, the one with the blood circulation and all.
Acha, body fluids in circulation.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Ma'am,
Students,
that's
have I done body fluids and circulation in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
That chapter has been completed in the class, no?
Yes, we have completed.
sorry.
Okay. Zainab, I'd have to schedule extra classes for you for that chapter, okay?
Okay. Ma'am, what about breathing and exchange classes and all?
That is also done. Breathing and exchange is done. Body fluids is done. Excretory products is done. Locomotion is done. Neural control and stuff are left, student. Isn't it? Neural and
Can we
chemical
do
control.
that next?
Hmm?
Neural control and coordination. Can we do that next?
Which one? Chemical control.
Neural control.
Neural control. Is it okay if I start neural control, students? The rest of you?
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, I wanted to say that I'll have my exams for 70 marks in October, and the portions are the first 4 chapters, then morphology of flowering plants, and then the cell chapter, cell cycle and cell division. We have biomolecules and also photosynthesis in higher plants. These are all the chapters that are coming for that exam.
What about you, others? Cell division and cell cycle is coming?
No, ma'am. I
Yeah.
have my starting from 28th September.
For
With
whom cell cycle and cell division is coming? Is there anyone other than Sanidhi? No. What about biomolecules? Is that coming for anyone?
Ma'am, for us, our midterms are already done. So we have 25 marks test. So they give the syllabus a week before the exam.
Okay. So all of you have different chapter requests. So I'd have to see which one to do. Okay, students. Let's just keep it till here only. I'll decide the chapter and these notes. I will send these like the PDF of these notes. Okay, so that you people can copy it down before the next class, and we'll start a new chapter in the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All
Ma'am,
right. All
cell
right.
division is coming for me also in exam.
Cell division is coming for you also. Okay. Because, I thought that cell chapter was completed. We'll start cell division and complete that also. Because it's not a very big chapter. It's a small chapter only. And it won't take a lot of time. So I'm thinking I'll finish cell division in the next class. I mean, start cell division in the next class. And after cell division is done, we'll move on to the neural control. Okay. And Humaira and Zainab, you people have not done the human physiology part with me, right? You people
No,
were
ma'am.
there.